So what are you looking up right now?
The requirements for EMT basic.
Do you know these already, or is this new information?
Well, some of it is new.
Okay. I want you to make sure that while you're doing this, remember this is practical application. So we are working on skills, but I want it to be something that you can use later. So we can look at these notes and be like, oh, well, this is going to help me as I prepare for all the requirements. So make sure you're getting stuff that's actually useful.
Okay. So I didn't know that they needed like 100 training hours. So that's good to write.
That is good to write, because you didn't know that. Do you know what that means, that you need training hours?
No, it says right here. It says 100 training hours in urgent situations such as cardiac and respiratory emergencies, childbirth, and major disasters.
So do you know how to get those training hours?
Well, you gotta go to college, right?
I don't know.
So it says some programs provide training in CPR. So basically, it's saying that, well, what I think it's saying is that you had to go to like a college, because that's what PG was providing. PG Community College was providing.
So what would be, so that's an important note, because you know it's a requirement. So you made a note of that. What would be the next step?
Prepare for college.
Well, if you're trying to figure out you're trying to figure out what these training programs are. So what would you do next?
Research the training programs.
How would you do that?
I say EMT basic training programs in Google.
That's pretty good.
I know you could take I think it's called emergency management.
Ooh, look at that. You do know this pretty well.
And I've been studying.
Good job, Blair.
So you want me to continue writing about the...
I want you to follow wherever the research is showing you to go.
Okay.
So if you're like, okay, I know this stuff. Oh wait, this is new. I want you to explore that new thing so you understand it.
Alright, so I'm going to continue writing the new stuff.
Okay. So we're about halfway done.
Okay. It says certification and licensing at the completion of a program. Candidates must pass the respective the test and
Take another minute to finish up the notes you have.
okay.
So finish up that last thing, and I have a couple questions for you.
Okay.
You good? All right. So this didn't seem all that difficult for you, and you demonstrated that you've already been diligent about studying this because you have a predetermined website. You were telling me you already know some of the requirements. So what is difficult about this research then? And if it's not so much with the EMT, maybe it's with something else you have to look up. What are some of the difficulties when you have to research, and what are some things that are easier?
Some things that be difficult to me is when I like search for like colleges.
Okay.
Like, see, this, I never been to this website, but as I'm viewing this saying, like, it's showing me what colleges got it, what college offered the classes for the EMT thing.
Mm-hmm. And you said something was difficult about it?
Yeah, that was difficult at first because I didn't know about this website.
Okay, so finding the information.
Mm-hmm. But now this is all the information right here that I basically need right here.
But what about stuff like the training program? Is all the information you need on this website
Well,
to get into school and be an EMT?
I mean, I didn't read everything, but I was trying to look up like what does the training program requires, like say if like you gotta be able to lift 100 pounds and
Stuff like that?
Yeah.
So based off the information you have here, what would be a next step in research?
To look up like what goes on in the training program.
The training program. What about the schools?
Oh, I know a few schools that offer it now, but
And have you looked at the requirements to get into that? So that would be a next step.
okay.
Because what I want you to start, part of this is you start looking at there's all these different parts, and you need to start connecting all the dots. So you see, oh, I need to look at this, there's the EMT training, but the EMT training is also connected to a school, so I need to look at the school, and I need to look at what are the requirements for the school, and then when I know those, I have to apply to, like there's a lot of steps you have to go through. Last question before we leave. That question I had you write down. How are our learning goals as a group with this practicum group, how do they connect to the English skills, the literacy skills you have to use when doing research for stuff like this?
The reading.
You reading, yes.
Yeah, reading. And then like now you have me writing down writing organization.
Mm-hmm.
And then like I had to make sure my vocab was right and my spelling was correct.
Are they applicable to real life things that you have to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really think they are. If you're trying to get into college, you need to be able to read all that stuff. And you need the vocabulary to understand what the words are. And when you're taking down notes, when we're talking about writing speed, how quickly can you take down these notes?
Yeah.
How efficient are you with your time?
Because my first period teacher, her brother is a firefighter.
Mm.
He is firefighter / EMS, and she was telling me that I had to like. He was telling me too that you gotta memorize what everything is. Like she said she don't like talking to him sometimes because like when she talks to him, he knows everything. Like she give him an address and he'll be like, oh, that's the yellow house in the corner.
Really?
And all that. Yeah, he said he had to memorize all that stuff.
Well, that's good. What I want you to be doing is I want you to get used to this critical analysis where you have to, so right now we're about to go back to class, so we're going to be looking at The Giver. And the reason why we practice reading these books is we want you to look at a chapter and be able to read into it deeper more than what's on the page. And you have to do that same sort of critical analysis when you're doing research with other stuff.